So only in 2026 will we know in what capacity.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, like I said, when the time is right, and I know exactly what I want, I've resolved. I'm a person who, when I resolve, there's no going back.
Okay.
But before I come to that decision, I consult. I take my time. I also analyze what is best, not just for the country, but also for myself.
Okay. And I know it's up to the UDP to pick the next candidate for mayor in
the UDP.
In KMC.
We have our own processes.
Is that conversation already on?
About the mayor for KMC?
Yes, the next candidate for mayor.
I think quietly is on, but I think it's premature. I wouldn't advise that discussion at this point in time.
We're not out in the public.
We have a bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, okay.
Which is 2026, which has a major impact on what happens in politics.
We'll get to that later on. But I'm simply saying, has that conversation begun? Because I am assuming that you will be central in helping the party decide on who is to, succeed Talib Ahmed Bensouda as a candidate for mayor in KMC.
Right. So I think that process has not started, but I'm sure there's many people with quiet ambitions, planning. Every politics is that nature.
There's this Bojang fellow in Bakau.
Who's that?
Is it Bojang? Maybe I'm getting his.
But I've not heard of anyone who had decisively said that they.
I was just going to ask: would you like to see, such a person?
Well, I would like somebody competent, competent.
I think he's your youth representative. Who's your youth representative?
Yeah, Kemo Bojang, you mean?
Yeah, that's the Bojang fellow.
I'm hearing that rumor for the first time.
I'm asking.
I think he will have to come here.
I'm asking. I'm not peddling any rumor. I'm saying, would you like somebody like him?
Well, I wouldn't pinpoint anybody. I would say, in general, the traits that would make an excellent mayor.
How about a woman representing you?
Absolutely, why not? I think somebody who's, of course, more competent than me. I would like to see that. Somebody more vibrant.
Does the UDP have that? A lady politician who's
UDP
more competent than you.
Has depth. So there's people
because we can look up to Banjul, and based on revelations at the local government commission of inquiry, say, well, we don't want another Rohi Malik law.
Well, so I can only speak for KMC.
Yeah.
But like I said, I would like somebody competent, vibrant. I would like a unifier, somebody accommodating, patient, a good listener. But high tempo, somebody, because I consider myself high tempo. I like impact. I like to be productive. But basically, these are the traits. It's not about age. It's not about your gender. It's about basically your character. But a good listener with good temperament, you're less likely to make mistakes. Part of leaving, you asked about, am I worried about NPP taking over? But that's democracy, right? So I won't live forever. Anything can happen to me. I'm only human, and this is life. So what is important is the democratic system must be robust, must be resilient, and the parties that exercise their constitutional right within the democratic system should mirror that. So parties in the Gambia a lot of them have not shown that resilience over the decades. We see parties who start and end unceremoniously. So we would like also parties to look within and strengthen their internal democratic processes.
Well, that hasn't happened with UDP.
UDP is the best. It's not perfect.
It's not been in government, but it's been here for decades.
Yes, it should.
Whereas PPP's longevity, you could say, was because they were in power. And PP.
So I always say, there's always in Gambian political history so far, is always the incumbent versus UDP. So I consider UDP as the only party that stands by itself. If you look at history, it's PPP versus others who all disappeared. Then APRC versus the UDP, they were formed the same time. APRC disappeared, the UDP is still here. NPP versus UDP, and I assure you, NPP will someday.
Let me ask you, how did you end up